Hi darlings, thank you so much for joining me on my channel today. And today I'm journaling day 6 in Famous Last Words by the Well4God devotional. I'm illustrating here in my Interleaved Bible. I'm just pulling some things that I know I want to use on this page. I am focusing mainly on a big, bold background because I'm going to be using an old hymn that Judy actually mentions in the devotional. So I pull out a couple of colors, but I end up going with pine needles and also blueprint sketch. I'm going to be using the smooshing method, and I'm going to blend these two colors together because they're both in the florals that I want to use, but also because mixed together, they're going to create that teal blue color in a darker scale that I really wanted to pull out from the florals. So I'm putting it on some packaging, spritzing it with water, and now I'm just gonna go for it. I'm just gonna add it to my page. They'll be mixing and oxidizing together, and I'm not using this in any rhyme or reason, but just adding these to the page. Most of it will get covered up, but a lot of it will poke through the sides of my page, and I'm going to love that effect. So I am journaling here in Deuteronomy chapter 33, verses 26 and 27. On screen, I'm going to be just taking some color off, but also drying off my page. Judy speaks about Moses and how the book of Deuteronomy is a record basically of the last words of Moses. And in verses 26 to 27 specifically, he says, "There is none like God, who rides through the heavens to your help, through the skies in his majesty. The eternal God is your dwelling place, and underneath are the everlasting arms." I love these words by Moses because it reminds me so much of God being my resting place. When I feel that the world is getting crazy, like it is right now, I know that in his presence, in the arms of God is where I find my resting place. And Israel, in some senses of the word, they were going through a lot of different things. There's going to be a big transitioning happening with Moses leaving the earth. But in the midst of that mess, in the midst of maybe this unsettling time for them, he was encouraging them and saying, God is your resting place. So this really spoke to me. I took it for me. And so here on screen, you see me. I am basically tearing the edges of this hymnal because I want to lay it down in the background. And this hymnal is spoken about by Judy. It's called Leaning on the Everlasting Arms. I had an old hymnal book and I was able to find this hymn, and I was so happy because I wanted to incorporate it in this page. So here I am using a Faber-Castell Big Pit brush pen, and I'm using the color green gold to just add some of that mustard in, like it's a goldish mustard that I'm pulling from the florals as well. I'm adding that to the edges of the page, and it's also making that hymnal pop off of the background and of the page so it doesn't blend in as much with the Bible page. I'm also wanting to create a cluster at the bottom. I'm going to incorporate this doorknob conversations card, and I'm using it as a journaling card to write down my prayer. In my prayer, I just say, Father, thank you because when I came to you, I came to my final resting place. Safe in your arms, standing in your presence, I've found home. And Judy talks a little bit more about that. She says, when troubles rise in our lives, the mighty arms of our eternal, everlasting God are ready to defend, to rescue, and to hold. And she says the chorus of the old hymn reminds us, leaning, leaning, safe and secure from all alarms, leaning on the everlasting arms. And those are the words from the chorus of this beautiful hymnal. And I just had to add it into this page and just anchor today in that, and just praying to the Lord and saying, God, thank you. Thank you because, as Judy says, when trouble arises, as crazy as this world seems right now, I know where I am safe. I know that my resting place is in God. I also use this beautiful dwelling place flashcard you can pick this up as an add-on, and I'm going to be using that as well in my cluster. It has that verse of Deuteronomy 33 verses 26 and 27, so I thought that was perfect to add on. You see me here adding the hymnal to the back, just adhering that. I'm using my Fabri-Tac glue. This is, I usually use this for fabric, but it works for paper as well. And now I'm going to start building that cluster. So I have my prayer on that journaling card, and I'm going to use some of these florals, and I'm going to have them peeking out the back of my journaling card, and also that flashcard that has the words dwelling place. And I'm also going to use this sticker that I got from the clear stickers that comes with the kit, and it says permanent residence. And I know that when I came to God, when I came to Him, I found a permanent residence. I know that I have a permanent residence, not only in His arms, but also in a place in heaven where I'm going to be with Him for eternity. So I wanted to add that in as well. So I want to pop up this dwelling place. And first I was thinking of maybe using some paper from the kit, but what I'm going to do is actually use some Pop Dart. And so these Pop Darts, I'm actually using some of the leftover pieces because I like to get as much use of my Pop Darts as I can. And I've shared this on my channel before. So I'm just using little pieces, little scraps of them, and I'm adding those. After I adhere that on, I want to make sure that I have some florals peeking out of 3 different places. So I'm going to use this big piece right here that has kind of the leaves just falling off of the side. So it looks like they're falling off of the corner. And then I'm also going to grab this piece and I'm going to cut that down, and I'm going to add that into the bottom page. Cutting down florals, if they're going to be layered behind things, is a great way for you to get a long, just to stretch your kit longer. So I love these florals, so I definitely wanted to cut that down and be able to save that other piece. So now I have these beautiful florals in 3 different pieces or places on my page. And now I'm going to pull out this stamp. This is the Cornerstones Alpha stamp. It's from a kit earlier this year. And I'm going to pull out the number 6 because I just wanted to go ahead and add that to my page because it is day 6 from the Famous Last Words devotional that I am journaling. And again, I'm using a mix of those 2 colors, Pine Needles and Blueprint Sketch. And then I'm going to go ahead and stamp that on my label and add that to my page as well. Tuck that behind there. And that is it. That finish is off my page. I hope you really enjoyed this process. Short, sweet, but simple and so meaningful to me. If you are new here, I hope you consider subscribing. Hit the like button and the notification bell so you don't miss any of my videos. Thanks so much for joining. Bye, darlings. God bless.